Welcome, guys, to another episode of the Ridgeback Rumble Talk, and we're joined today by Alyssa Wong. Welcome, Alyssa. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm pretty fantastic. Thank you very much. And how has your day been so far, Alyssa?
It's been pretty casual, very busy doing work and attending lectures and whatnot. So,
Yeah, I know there's a lot of the workload just coming in with work and whatnot, with mechanical engineering and all of that too. But apart from that, I noticed that you actually won the MVP and Leadership Award for this past season, which was pretty impressive. Congratulations on that.
thank you.
What does it take to be an MVP, in your opinion?
Oh boy. I guess you got to be really dedicated to the sport that you're playing, or just in general, any MVP position that you win. You just got to be really dedicated and really looking forward to every moment you have. I guess specifically for me, I always look forward to the moments I have with my team and on the court, and just be really focused and I guess like pepping people up when they're down and making sure the team's okay, right? So
So you kind of just act as a glue that just brings everything together and kind of like fills up those weak spots and strengthens everyone. That's pretty solid and standard. Okay. So I also noticed another thing that we actually have a very similar like location background. You're also from North York, Ontario. Funny enough,
yes.
I didn't even know that. Okay. So like what are some places you like to visit in the North York area?
Um, I'm let's see. I'm not sure. I like going down on Young Street and like going to all of the food places. There's a lot of good places to eat, especially because Toronto is a very diverse place. It's great to try different types of food all around. I guess like the area that I mainly live around is very like a lot of Korean and Chinese and Japanese, very Asian-esque places to eat. So
I know there's like this long strip that there's so many great restaurants, like even just Asian restaurants altogether. Perfect. That's like the perfect
yeah.
combination. And altogether, you also said you're part of the OCCF too. It's one of the clubs that you're in. So what's that about? What do you guys do?
Yes. So OCCF stands for Osher Chinese Christian Fellowship, which is a fellowship that we have on campus. The name suggests that we specifically cater to international students. We want to welcome them from far away and give them a place to call home. Because when you're moving to a new country and you don't know a lot of people, it's very scary for quite a few people. So we want to make a good environment for those people and just invite them. So
Yeah,
yeah,
create a nice welcoming community as soon as they can get settled into the environment. Just makes things much easier, right, for them?
yeah. But it's also definitely open to everyone else, and it's great to see new people come all the time. So
Definitely. Maybe one of these days I'll stop by. We'll see what happens. Definitely.
yeah, definitely.
That's great. So, but another thing that really caught my attention before I really jump into the main crux of the discussion was when you said that you got your G2 the same day the Raptors won the championship, which is a
Yes.
pretty awesome coincidence. So how did you feel that day? Was that double excitement for you, or was it just something you just realized later on?
Well, I was following the championship for a while. I mean, I don't usually watch basketball, but that year, everyone was hyping it up. So you didn't want to be the person out of the loop. So I knew, that was the same day. I knew like, oh, I hopefully was getting my driver's license. I woke up early in the morning, went over to what was it? I went up north to do my driver's license, or I had to get my driver's license.
Good idea.
And I was super nervous. So I wasn't even thinking about the championship. But after I got it, I was like, that's a relief. All they have to do is win the championship. It'll be the best day ever. And they did, and it was great. I was actually I drove all the way downtown to pick up my mom from work, and we went back home. But on the way home, it was so difficult to get back home because the traffic was crazy and people were like honking their horns, and it was great. So
I remember that day. It was a pretty crazy day and wild day. But I mean, regardless of the traffic, it was just a happy day altogether for you. So
yeah.
that's great to know. Okay, so let's look at your team then, women's badminton, or even just the whole badminton squad altogether. Have you had any new teammates come into the squad so far, even though like because of all this going on with the season and the pandemic and whatnot, have you still had any teammates come and join the team?
Not as of this coming year. I guess it's a little difficult to have new people join, just because of the pandemic, right? Because they have to go through the whole screening process and get their information settled and whatnot. But so far we still have the same team from last year, excluding the graduating students. So
Okay, fair enough. So from that class of people that you've played with previously, both in your first year and your second year, was there anybody on the team that you knew beforehand, or did you just meet all of them afresh on the team? And how was your relationship with them developed over the years?
I actually started my first year. I didn't know anyone. I was very nervous because I'm not a very talkative person. I'm not a very outgoing person, very shy. But the team was very welcoming, and as the years went by, their personalities really shown, I guess, and it's a lot easier to talk to people, I guess, and it's really nice to be able to play with them now because one, I know them really well and I know how they play, and two, it's a lot of fun to crack jokes on one hand and be serious on the other hand. So I really enjoy the dynamic that we have.
So are you the kind of person that loves to crack the jokes, or you just laugh at the jokes? What would you say you like to do?
Um, oh, is it like the who it is?
Yeah, who is the comedian on the team?
Um, hmm, I would say Katie is. Katie's definitely someone who makes me laugh all the time, and she's really fun to play with too. She's very supportive too, so that's good.
Okay, that's great. Shout out to her for sure. So how did you get into badminton just altogether? I know you said you didn't know any of these people. So I'm guessing it wasn't like, okay, my friend was playing in the badminton squad. I wanted to play with my friend. Is this a sport you've been playing since high school, way back? Or is this just something you picked up when you got into university?
This was something I picked up in high school. I actually started when I was young. When I started playing sports, I started with tennis when I was 4, and
Okay.
then I started getting better and better. But when I got to high school, our tennis program wasn't really that big of a deal compared to our badminton program. So I was like, okay, might as well do something while tennis isn't going on. Because in the winter seasons, you can't play tennis outside, right?
All right.
Because it's snowing. So I picked that up in high school in grade 9, and I enjoyed it ever since. So I'm here now and playing, and I'm having a great time.
Of course, we're glad to have you. Great to see that. I mean, of course, we don't even have a tennis squad. I don't think so in the team. So
No,
yeah. But either way, badminton is just as fun. It's really fun too. I see you guys play it.
yeah,
So congratulations on that. And
thank
kind of
you.
walk us through, what does a day in your life look like as a varsity athlete? Nice to put on the jacket there, as well as a student in mechanical engineering program altogether. What does a day in your life look like?
Well, I'll talk about a day where I have practice. So,
Okay.
a day would be, I wake up really early. Let's say I have maybe a lab or tutorial in the morning. It starts at 9, so I have to wake up super early, 7 a.m. Go eat some breakfast, go get on the computer and watch my tutorial, do some learning. Probably have about 3 lectures that day, so the learning never ends. And then practices in the evening. Oh, we're just starting practice, so it's about 7 o'clock. We do the screening and we get on court, and that's basically the day. So majority of the day, I would say, is eating and studying for me, and then I get to de-stress with some badminton in the evening.
Okay, that's a good balance altogether, and good thing that you guys are getting back together on that with the team. What were the spirits like? What was the energy like? Was the enthusiasm high when you guys finally got back to practicing? Just what was the energy like in the team?
I think people were hyped. I think I was super excited to get back on court just because I've been waiting so long. I think other people were excited too, but again, since it was difficult to practice during the pandemic, a lot of people were a little rusty and trying to get back into it. So we're having fun while trying to adjust back into the new way of playing, and
Yeah.
we also had to adjust to the cleaning that we had to do after too. So it's good that everyone's taking care.
Yeah, definitely. That's solid. I mean, even though there's a different orientation as to how you're doing everything all together, just the general foundation of you playing badminton, which all you guys love, is just what's important, in my opinion. So that's really fun. And speaking of moments, then, what would you say was your best moment or major highlight for you from the past that you really remember? Maybe a day you had a competition that you're just really proud of yourself of how you performed that day. What's the major highlight for you or even for the team?
I think personally for me, one that I remember very well was last year. We were playing in the OUAs, and it was one of our last few matches, and I got to play singles. And I don't remember which school it was against, but um, it was my first singles match that I won. Like in the past, how many years that I've been playing, um, which means the competition is very high around the schools. There are really good players out there. So to win a match was like my ultimate goal for that year, and I won, and it was like a magical moment for me because I was like, I finally got to check something off my list. I'm like, I can put myself up there and say, I'm I'm getting better, I'm improving, right? So
Generally, so what's your pre-game routine then? How would you say, like, to build up your confidence before you jump into such a game?
pregame would just be do some stretching, do some warming up so that your blood pumping before you get on court, so you're not exercising cold, I guess.
Mm,
Just be I don't know, I guess put myself in the corner and just think of, okay, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna be looking for when I get on the court?
yeah,
And to really focus, like have one idea in mind and go for it.
yeah, that's great. I think it's important. Focus is really great altogether because, of course, apart from the physical aspect of the game, the mental aspect needs to be checked in for sure. So
Yeah, of
let's
course.
kind of pivot a bit and talk about you personally as an individual, maybe your mentality or just your lifestyle altogether. Apart from the talent of being able to focus at will, like you just said, and maybe badminton as a talent too, what would you say is a secret talent of yours that not a lot of people know about you?
Uh, I don't know if I have one. I feel like I'm the average Joe. Honestly, I think like there's nothing very specific to me. I think that I don't know. I guess I wouldn't say that you really need one to shine. Just do your best and put yourself out there and try your hardest because at least if people see your effort, then it's more worth it than not trying at all.
Mm, that's very, very true. I guess your talent is being a good advisor then. You just showed that right now. But
Maybe, maybe.
let me ask this other question too. Of course, you seem like a really happy, jovial person, very cheerful. So
Oh,
what
thank
would
you.
you say is one, no problem. What would you say is one thing that people do that makes you really happy altogether? And of course, I don't want to touch too much on the sad side, but what would you say is like a pet peeve of yours, something that people do that annoys you as well? You can speak on both ends of the spectrum.
Okay. Something honestly, I think like everything makes me happy. Whatever it is, like just talking to people.
Yeah.
Like I guess like people in general make me happy. I'm a very introverted person, but also very extroverted. I guess I like spending a lot of time with myself, or just like thinking and stuff. So that's one side where I'm happy, and the other side is just spending time with people and making sure that they're okay, and they're happy makes me happy. So
Mm,
on the other end, uh, pet peeve.
yeah.
Um, Pet peeves are one of those things where you never think of any on the spot, but when they actually come up, it's like, oh, I know that they're pet peeves. So I guess, I'm recently, since we've been at home and there's nowhere to go, I've really actually enjoyed cleaning.
Oh,
So in my dorm, I live with three other roommates, and we the kitchen is always used at different times by everyone. So when I come down, the kitchen's used and the plates are everywhere, and I want it to be clean when I come down. So I guess that's my pet peeve currently.
okay. Okay. That's a very fair one. I mean, who likes a dirty environment? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it was great. So, based on that, I like how you really touched on just family and friends and people all together, getting to talk to people, getting to talk to your family that's close to you and whatnot. And I think I can really tie that to a phrase you used recently, actually. Maybe not recent, but just in general. Where you said live life in color.
Uh,
What, what does that phrase mean?
I guess for me personally, it means just to not live life dully. Like you don't want to live life in black and white. You want to see the big picture. And you know, I guess if you look at a rainbow, there's so many different emotions that you can feel through all of the colors. And I think if you live life in that sort of way where you experience so many things, have so many emotions, and get to fail and succeed, then you're really living life to the fullest because one, you get to learn, two, you get to have fun, and three, when you make mistakes, that's okay because other people learn from them too.
Yeah, that's super true. Super, super true. And I guess you even learn from other people's mistakes too. People learn from you as well. It's just kind of like the whole process of life, how that works.
Yeah.
So, kind of, I also want to touch on this question too, though. What would you say maybe your perfect day is like then? From your past experiences, sorry. Or what would you do on your ideal day off?
Um, let's see. I wouldn't do any schoolwork. uh, I feel like a good day would be, the sun shining outside. It'd be a great day to go on a walk with some friends and talk and catch up maybe with some old friends. Maybe some badminton in the evening. Go out for some nice food. Just chilling and hanging out with people, I think, would be my ideal day. But I feel like half of the day would be like training because I love like working hard and pushing myself to the limit and seeing myself get better. So
Okay. So let me ask this too. I heard this through the grapevine that
okay.
birthday is actually coming up pretty soon.
Oh yes.
I guess it would have passed by the time this comes out, but is that how you're going to spend your birthday? Just how you described your perfect day?
um I don't know. Maybe. We don't have practice. Unfortunately, we don't have practice on that day, but it actually might be possible considering that um the gym is open and I don't have a lot of classes, so it could work.
I guess so, yeah. Things just kind of worked out that way pretty much. So you've touched on food as well. And I love food for sure. Everybody loves food. I like
Yeah.
that. So what let's just be general. What are some of your favorite foods to eat or even locations to eat at?
Mm. Um, since I haven't been able to eat a lot out because again, COVID, I think I feel like I'm very like general and I like eating like fruits and vegetables and I like eating healthy. Um,
That's good.
but most times like I like eating healthy, but I don't eat healthy, which is ironic. But I mean I always enjoy like a good, apple or a pear. My favorite like fruit is a pear, so juicy pear is great. And then in the morning, I also eat like eggs every morning. That's like my favorite breakfast food. I love breakfast food. So honestly, I'll eat almost anything. I'm very open to trying new things all the time.
Are you a fan of all day breakfast then?
Yes, I am. That's like,
Like
chef's kiss.
you can do that every single day. Honestly, I'm sure that would be amazing for you.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to pivot to again and then play this little game with you before
Okay.
then talk about family because I know that's very important for you and just you and your principles and beliefs altogether, philosophies, all of that jazz. So the name of this game is just where do you see yourself in? So as
Oh.
it says, okay, I'm reflecting on life, or you go for a job interview and they say, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself? Blah 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 blah. That kind of stuff. So, what do you see yourself in 2 minutes?
In 2 minutes. Probably still talking.
Okay. So, what do you see yourself in 2 hours then?
2 hours. Probably getting ready to go home for my birthday.
Nice. Okay. So, where do you see yourself in 2 days then?
2 days. I'm probably eating some good food with my family.
That's important. So, where do you see yourself then in 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Uh, probably in a class doing a presentation or handing something in, and probably like feeling all the stress from the week before.
That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, that's just like the lifestyle now. So, of course, you see where I'm going with this. Where do you see yourself in 2 months then?
2 months is January. So starting a new semester, hopefully getting all my work done in the first month and not slacking off.
That's the dream, honestly. I wish we all did that so efficiently. Okay, so where do you see yourself in 2 years then?
2 years. That'll be graduating. So hopefully graduating and having maybe have gone through a co-op or have a job already, maybe in engineering fields.
Yeah, of course, I wish you the very best with that. I know you
Thank
succeed
you.
100%. And the final one, of course, where do you see yourself in 20 years?
Uh, I guess in the next few days I'll be 20. So when I'm 40,
Yeah.
hopefully, I don't know, maybe have a husband, have like kids, and live in a nice house and enjoy life at that point. I don't know, maybe I might be retired by then. That's an early age to retire, but we'll see.
I mean, that's the vibe right there. If you're retired, you can go anywhere you want, go to all the parks, restaurants, any single day. That's the life.
Yeah.
That's great. So, altogether, you as an individual, your personality, the vibe, the character, all of that, how would you say your family has influenced all of that? Or is there anybody in particular in your family maybe you can tie a part of yourself to? So, say for example, you can say, I got my hardworking nature from like my dad, for example, or I got my good wits or good senses or just, I don't know, intelligence from like my sister or something like that. How would you describe your family in that context?
Um, that's a good question. I would say from I would say my dad and my mom are very similar people. So to say that one has one thing versus the other, I would say they have very similar qualities to each other, which is probably why they were made for each other. But I would say, personally, I'm a very I persevere a lot through a lot of things. Like I like to push myself to like the very edge. Like if I could do my best, I will do my best. And I'm very determined. And I would say I would get that from both my mom and my dad. From I guess my mom specifically, I do like to talk a lot and ramble. When I think it's important information, I think other people would think is rambling. I think that's from my mom. And
Yeah.
my quirkiness is probably from my dad because he's a very quirky person. He'll definitely go out of his way to embarrass me.
Yeah.
Which is really funny. I mean, when you look back, when you're like, I don't know, again, like when I'm 20 in a couple of days, and I look back at like when I was 13, 14, and my dad did this, I'll be like, I remember those times, right? And I would say that that's part of me too. Like I'll do very quirky things, look back and laugh at them. And I have two brothers. I would say I have a 16-year-old brother and a 5-year-old brother.
Oh,
And I guess living life to the fullest would be for my youngest brother. And my other brother would probably be my introvertedness because we're both very introverted.
okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, well, of course, when you're 5, you just want to enjoy life. You just want to do everything.
Yeah, just live your life and like run around and just say random things to random people, right?
Actually, honestly, I wish that's just how we all live life. Not thinking
Yeah,
about
carefree.
all of that, just enjoying it. So that's great to know. Apart from school, let's say outside of school, outside of sports, outside of everything that people generally know you for, how would you describe Alyssa Wong in a nutshell?
I would say, wow, you're putting me on the spot. um,
That's good
I
news.
would say I'm a very peppy person. I'm a very yeah, I'm a very like happy-go-lucky person, I guess. I try to live my life carefree, although it doesn't work that way all the time. But I'm very thoughtful in the way that I think and act and talk. And I'm very considerate of other people, and I also try to live my life very humbly and not careless, but what would be the right word? Um, I guess you know, making sure that other people come before me.
Yeah.
So
That's great. Very kind, selfless nature altogether. Like always very,
selfless,
yeah,
selfless. That's the word.
exactly.
Not careless, not careless.
Selfless, selfless. Yeah, let's put the right title out there. Okay. Definitely very people oriented. You love to help out people, love to do that kind of good stuff. So, on that note, though, what would you say, just to wrap up everything, is your final message to the people out there that you love so much, or just anybody in general? What's your final message to everyone?
Um, keep on loving yourself. Keep on doing what you want to do. Make sure you're always happy and healthy, and um, just I don't know, keep living life, because you have like your whole life before you until you die, which is hopefully not soon. But
Sure.
you have so much that you can do in the time that you have. So go and live your life.
Exactly. Maximize the moment and make the most of it. And of course, Alyssa is living the life with her birthday coming up soon. So happy birthday to you in advance.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for joining us, Alyssa.
Thank you for having me.